Hi guys, how you doing? Thanks for joining me today. Hope you are all well and safe and having a fab day. My day's pretty good today. I've been drawing on my iPhone in the Pocket edition of Procreate. This is what I come up with. So I've installed Procreate Pocket. I've had a little play around with it, so I thought I'd show you. This costs £4.99 to buy. £4.99 UK pounds for me to buy this. It's not a free app. You can't install it because you've bought Procreate. It's a separate app, and apparently it's been written from the ground up. And initially, it looks just like Procreate. You can do some pretty large canvas sizes with this, so I'm going to go for the A4 standard size, and I'm going to flip my phone horizontally. Cool. You can connect styluses to it, but I haven't got one, so I'm going to use my finger for this painting. This all looks very familiar. I had a quick look around to see if I could change the background colour to a dark, but I couldn't find anything for that. But let's have first of all, it does the same sort of things where you can draw a line, change the thickness of it with the sliders. You can change the opacity as well. So that's all really the same. You can undo, 2-tap undo, 3-tap redoes it, 3-finger tap redoes it, and a 3-finger wipe clears it. So all of those commands are exactly like Procreate. And I've had a quick look through the brushes, and if I go to textured brushes, I think I'm looking for texture brushes. Where are they? Textures. Got my favorite grunge brush in there, so I can select that. You can edit brushes, you can import brushes. I haven't tried importing any of my brushes yet, but apparently you can. So I've got a little scene. I'm going to just see what I can produce with this. Just using the grunge brush to get in some sort of colour over the whole of the canvas. Let's just sort of mix the colour up a bit. Now it does say that this is touch sensitive, but honestly, I've played around with it. I've looked for there is a control. If I go into the spanner and choose preferences, I can edit the pressure curve. But to be honest with you, if I reset it, it doesn't seem to do anything at all. Maybe the grunge brush isn't the best brush to try this, but it really doesn't seem to make a deal of difference. You can put very light. I suppose I'm touching it very lightly, and I'm getting light little marks. So yeah, I guess it is touch sensitive from that perspective, but I was expecting it to be able to make a line thicker or thinner when I was using pencils and things, and it certainly wasn't doing that. I'm just using this grunge brush to get some texture on here. This is another little scene from Form Art Reservoir, where Special K and I went for a walk recently and did our first gathering of source material since before the lockdown. Yeah, I guess it is sensitive because I'm getting some sort of really darks every now and again if I hit it a bit too hard. I don't see any way I can sort of, if I hold down, will it let me? Oh yeah, I can select a colour. Just hold the finger down over on an area and it allows me to choose the colour. That's really cool, like that. It does seem to have all the power of regular Procreate for sketching on your phone when you're out and about. So I think that will do for the kind of, maybe just a little bit of distant hills with this grunge brush. Popped in there for my little tree here. It's perhaps not the best size to be working on, I have to say. Let's pick some of this grey up. Pop a bit of that in these distant trees here. There we go. Bit of sandy colour. I don't want it too in your face. I'm keeping it fairly neutral grey colour if I can. I don't want it sort of jumping out. There. Right, I need to change my brush. So let's go to what we've got in the painting brushes. Nicole Rule, that's one of my favourite brushes. Perhaps I should give that a go. And what's the size like? Reasonable size, I guess. Just do that. Select this colour. Just making a bit more sense of this water. I do find my fingers a little bit on the large size. Let's take the brush down a bit. There, I can zoom in, I guess. We're looking. This is very, very different. Very different. Put some of these rocks in. View here as well. Lots of zooming in and out to be done, I think. Let's just make the colour a bit darker. And you've got the blending brushes, you can use them as well. What am I using? I was messing about with pastels before. I'll stick with that Nico rule just to... a touch on the big sides perhaps. I just want to soften that all up a bit. There we are. Maybe try and give it a... That's a bit better. I could drag the finger down and sort of put reflections in the water, look. There we are. I'm using the smudge brush here just for that. It looks a bit odd. Maybe it needs to be a bit bigger for that. Yeah, that's better. I haven't quite got the hang of controlling my finger just yet. But I can easily push the colour back. Try again. There we are. I think I was overdoing it a bit. Let's just take it down a bit. That's it. That'll do. Soften that edge there a bit. Yeah, let's paint some trees. I can use that same blue. And this is where I'm going to struggle, I think, because I'm not going to get... Oh, I'm painting with the blending brush. I'm not going to get the sensitivity that I get with a stylus. Which is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to be doing a lot of branches all the same thickness. I did toy with the idea of just going through all of the functions to see what was in here compared to, you know, the full version of Procreate, but I thought they are pretty much all in there, and I thought it'd be more valuable to see what it feels like to paint with your finger than on a tiny screen, than show you all the commands, because you know they're going to be there. So that's why, because it's got layers, it's got alpha lock. I've tried all these out and they all work great. In fact, I'll create an alpha lock for the other tree on the right and on the left hand side, one of the other trees. I'll just get this other one in. Put this one in here. Oh, it really is a little screen to be working on. Oh, there. A bit too thin. Right, just to prove that it's got the layers and they all work. Well, first of all, I'm just going to just soften off the bottoms of these trees a bit. Just blend them into maybe just the tops. Just smudge it in the odd place. There we go. Let's create a new layer. So it works the same. Let's go back. I could use the same colour to paint this third tree. I want a fairly chunky tree. Oh, not to just the brush. Make it a bit bigger. Take the branches down a bit. So this one's in front of the other one, and I can have branches like that. Thinner branches. Too thin. And it all sort of blurs in with this other tree. So let's put the alpha lock on this one. So go back to that, and I just tap it. I think do I tap it or do I swipe it? how did I do it? I just tap it and switch on alpha lock. So now I can just overpaint this layer, and I can choose a light ash colour. Let's go a bit warmer. I can make a fairly big brush, just sort of do sweeps on that. Mix colour up a bit. Maybe even lighter still. Make the brush a bit smaller as well. Bigger again. Just add a little bit of texture to that tree there. I can use the blending brushes on the alpha layer as well, and just sort of, oops, that's the eraser, just sort of soften off some of this, make it look a bit more painterly. And that's kind of it, erase some of it, so let's just pick the paintbrush up again. Put a bit of a dark in there as well. Maybe just on one side. Yeah, like that. Should have done the other trees like that as well. There we go. Right, I'm going to go back to my layer, turn off the alpha lock, so I can just blend out the bottom of that tree. Bit too much. Let's just undo that. There we are. So, do I need to put any leaves on this? I don't know as if I could do, I suppose. I quite like it like that, to be honest. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to get it signed. Sign it down here. Oh man, that's big. So there we go. Painting on the Procreate Pocket edition, absolutely packed with functions, not overpressed with the alleged touch sensitivity with the fingers. I was expecting better than that, but as you can see, you can do some fairly decent stuff with it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I have loads of videos like this. I'd love to be sharing them with you. And don't forget, everybody, stay safe, stay sane, and keep painting, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.